Hello, I'm Jarg, and welcome back to my basic beginner's guide to Terraria. Last time, we had dealt with a goblin invasion, a slime rain, and in between episodes, I still have not had a goddamn blood moon happen. However, I did do some work around my base. As you notice, I got rid of a lot of the houses, as well as the fact I've added in some extra stuff up here, just random outfits that I've gotten, although it does look a little bit dark. So let's add a little bit of light, just to brighten things up a little bit. I also got myself some pumpkins, just from the stuff that I grew and, well, harvested. This is just how easy it is. Pumpkin can be used to make pumpkin gear. I'm actually going to shut you off right now there, Abigail. Pumpkin can be used to make pumpkin armor. Not very defensive, and the set bonus just gives you an increase to your attack. So not great. However, the main use I have for pumpkins is making pumpkin pie. That gives medium improvements to all your stats. It just requires 10 pumpkins, and it's a very easy item to get. And there we go. Plenty satisfied. Many improvements. For example, I should have gotten some extra defense, and I believe my attack also goes up a little bit. And I've been a little bit busy between episodes, not only just from doing pumpkins and building, but I also got myself another armor set, the Meteor armor set. So the Meteor leggings, suit, and helmet, which, as I mentioned before, gives the space gun a 0 mana cost. Meaning, this is a very, very useful set. However, for right now, I do plan on using this later on. Right now, I do plan on just sticking with the outfit that I currently got, as we're going to be making our way down to the underground jungle. I think I might have called it the underground swamp, or just swamp. And as such, I do apologize. Oh, but before I go, I'm bringing a campfire and a heart lantern for the extra life regeneration, alongside the crimson outfit. A gnome for some extra luck, a bucket, which will be useful later on, and a bed, which will be also make sense in just a little bit. Also, I forgot, because I got myself enough meteorite, I also made myself a lightsaber. That just required meteor bars and 10 gems. In this case, it was 10 sapphires. Okay, first thing I want to do is I want to put down this bed out here in the swamp. Simply being that if I die in the underground, I want a place to respawn. Now, I would say the biggest issue when it comes to exploring the underground jungle, and I think I just called it swamp again, is finding where to start. Usually, there seems to be like a good place to at least get started going down underground, and, well, at least that's what I do. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna say this right now, there's gonna be a lot of cuts in this one, because we've kind of explored the underground before, we just haven't explored an underground jungle. And I'm gonna say, there are different items that can be found in the underground jungle compared to the normal underground, which is the same thing for, like, the desert underground and the tundra underground. But this place really gets difficult, and there are some things to be on the lookout for, such as this thing right here. It may not look like it, but this is kind of like that tree that I have back at my base. Now, this is just made out of rich mahogany, which is the same stuff we can find up above. However, kind of like the tree houses, if we go down to the root of the tree, we can find a chest. You're always going to find a chest in things like this. And ooh, just one thing I wanted, a staff of regrowth. Not a bad item to have. It's very good for alchemy, because as it says, we can only collect plants when it is time for them to actually, like, drop seeds. So this is a very useful item, and as a matter of fact, it can be combined with the copper axe that we start off with. So, not a bad way to start things off. Okay, sorry about that. So yeah, this is one of the things we want to look out on. You're not always going to find everything good. I want to say you could find in the chest one of the wands that makes it so that you can actually just use the mahogany to make the leaves, which, not great, but oh well. Now, I highly recommend you bring torches, because we're gonna be down here a lot, and we're gonna be exploring a lot. And, well, kind of just like, over by our house, we're going to be making elevators down. However, as we go further down, you're going to notice... Actually, this is not the thing I said I was going to find. Well, I guess one thing to find are these beehives, which, when they drop, will spawn little bees. that will come out to fight you, as well as hornets. Oop. Now, hornets are one of 2 enemies that have a chance of dropping you, what are they called? Stingers, which is an item that we're going to want for later on. Seaweed, which is a pet. Nothing great. I'll just show it off real quick. You know what? I think I might keep the total. Because why not? These things, I think they're called jungle shrines. They're gonna be coming in, like, gold brick. I think they only come in gold brick. Really, it's just a decorative thing. However, you can find some good stuff out of them. One thing I'm personally looking for out of that is called the Aglet of Wind. Combining that with my Spectre boots and my Aglets, I can make myself even better boots. Now these guys, the Man-Eaters, they have a chance of dropping you vines, which is the second of 3 items that we're going to be on the lookout for. 2 of the 3 can only, 2 of the 3 can be gotten from enemies, that being the Stinger and the Vine. The third thing we're going to be looking for is actually found in the environment. Also, if you notice in my health, I'm taking a lot of damage and I'm poisoned as well. This is why I say the underground jungle is a dangerous place. Like, you want to be prepared. Also, I'm going to take you off, just so I don't accidentally send myself flying back home. And alright, I'm finding everything I want right off the bat, which could just be the fact that this is a smaller world. This right here is a beehive. And if you're looking at this, you're thinking, man, there's a big beehive. Yes, it is. Now, these are high blocks. One thing that can happen when we go and break up high blocks is that they can drop you bees, or they can drop you honey. Honey is a very nice thing. It greatly increases your life regen. At least I feel like it greatly increases it. And it's something else that I would say if you're going to be making a boss arena to have later on. Now, if you go into the beehive like I am now, be careful. Be very careful. This isn't a pun or anything. I'm telling you, you want to be extra careful because of that thing right down there. Do not touch it. Do not go near it. Do not attack it. If we attack that, we're going to summon the boss of the underground jungle, Queen Bee. And while I do plan on fighting Queen Bee, I don't want to fight her right now. Also, if you have something like the space gun, don't be afraid to use it, even if you don't have the armor on, because it's still a good weapon. Oh my god, is that just a good weapon. But enough about the gun. This thing right down here is a jungle spore. This is the 3rd item that I'm looking for. So, jungle spores, stingers, and vines. They're the things I would say to keep your eye out for, because they are used in crafting not only the jungle armor set, but as well as a new sword for us to have. A sword that you're probably going to want to get, even if you don't want the sword itself, but for what it can craft into. And yes. Okay, I think I'm gonna make a bit of a cut here until I find something else, because I'm essentially just gonna keep on exploring and trying to find some more stuff. But I will mention before I cut that there is one thing in particular that will be very useful for you much later on. If you can find it now, great. If you don't, no worries. We're not gonna need it until closer to the end game. That is the temple, the jungle temple. It is a very big structure. You cannot enter it unless your game got a little bit... Oh, I actually just found it now. You're not going to be entering it anytime soon unless the game got a little bit buggy. Also, here's a jungle spiked jungle slime. They can also give you the thing. This thing right here is locked. We cannot open this. You need a key. So that's not happening anytime soon. Although I did find something... Okay, if you find this, do not use. Do not use. I don't think you can even use it at all. And I'm pretty sure that's something we cannot get until much later on. We cannot use until much later on. But in the worst case that you can, do not bother with it. It's an event just like the Blood Moon, except except it lasts a lot longer, and the enemies are so much more annoying to deal with. Like, I'm telling you right now, I don't care how, like, well off you think you are, you're not ready for them at this point in the game. They are that tough. They are tougher than any of the bosses we're going to fight in this current section of the game. Okay, with that, I think I'm gonna cut. I will be making a boss arena to fight Queen Bee, so that will probably be one thing I do off camera. Okay, well, here's one thing I wasn't expecting to find down here. A millstone. If you right-click on it, it will make your weapons have, it will make your weapons better, as it says right here, it gives me all my penetration. I want to think that's a timer thing, unless they got rid of that. Which is possible, because this game has done a few things from the updates that I don't recall. I'll assume that it's permanent, but, I guess I'll wait and find out. Oh no, this ain't good. Okay, this is not as bad as it could have been. I'll explain what just happened in a minute. Unless I die. Okay. First off, potion. Second off, there's a trap right here. Pressure plate, I believe, is right here. There we go. If I was to equip that real quick... Ooh. Happy about that. Okay, so this pressure plate was connected to this dart trap, but it was also connected, it was also going right over this statue, this Medusa statue. So, I've talked about this, but I haven't really shown it off before. That's how that essentially works. Not every statue, as far as I know of, will do that, but a lot of them will. But that Medusa statue being one of the few that when connected with, let's just say, a wire pulse, oh my god, that's a lot of mana. When connected to a wire pulse, will actually spawn the enemy. I was mentioning that before with, I'm pretty sure I was mentioning that before with, oh my god, brain. The heart crystals, as well as, like, the star crystals, and slime and whatnot. So something else to keep in mind, and... Oh, shoot! Just scared me. And, yeah, this is why I was saying before, this is why I had all this stuff with me. This place is no joke. Also brought this stuff in case, I got into the boss fight. But I mean, eh. You may also notice I found a second beehive. You're gonna find multiple of them down here, so it's not just one. So if you do accidentally summon Queen Bee and you say die to her, no worries. There's more ways to fight Queen Bee. Hey, I found what I was looking for, the Anklet of the Wind. Perfect. Combining that with my Spectre Boots and the aglet I got at home will be great just to have. And also, I forgot to mention it before, I found this while out exploring another one of these shrines, a Feral Claw that allows an auto-swing of melee weapons. So now my sword just automatically swings on its own without me having to actually keep pressing the button. So you don't have to heal. It's just... great! And I don't know if it's a necessity for any melee character, but it's definitely a good one, especially at this point in the game. Would be great if it was found earlier. Alright, well, it's been about a hot minute, and my inventory got full, so I just want to unload stuff back at my house. But I also want to talk to the guys so I can see exactly how much of what we need of what we got to make everything that I want to make. So, one thing I want to make is the Blade of Grass, which is 3 vines, 15 spores, and 12 stingers, so a bit of stinger to get that. But if you can see here, I need 2 of them, combined with 8 jungle spores to make the jungle pants. As for the jungle spores, you can see we can make a couple of other things as well. For the jungle hat, I need 8 spores. For the jungle shirt, it is 16 with 10 stingers. So that is 24. You need 32. 32 just to get the armor set, not including anything else. So, why don't I make that then? I didn't think I was gonna make that right off the bat, but... Hey! You get what you get. Okay, so with the Shadow armor I got on right now, I have 23 defense, that's including the other stuff as well. This is 21, but with a 16% reduction in mana cost, combined with a... what's that? Extra 80 magic. Yeah, 40, 20, 20, so that's an extra 80 magic, 6 to crit, 6 to damage, and 6 to crit. So an extra 12 to crit, and extra 6 to damage. So things like this gun are now at 21 and 23. Compared to 25 and 13. So yeah, a much greater chance to get a crit, but at a little bit of a less damage, but also using mana. So, up to you. Obviously, if you have a magic weapon that's not the space gun, this might be the better option. Right now, I think I'm just going to stick with what I got for right now. Oh, shoot. And I'm just going to put that out here for the looks of it. Anyways, let me unload my inventory, and I'll be back down at the jungle. Alright, I'm back, and just like usual, I built myself a little arena to prepare for the fight. Got the campfire, got the hot lantern, but one thing I did add was this little bit right here. This little pond of honey. So anytime I'm fighting, I can just try to hop right down in there, and then try to get back up and out of the fight. I want honey because it is a 30-second, I guess, cooldown. It gives me a 30-second cooldown, or I guess 30 seconds of that increased life regeneration until I have to worry about having to heal back up again. I'm going to eat 1 pumpkin pie. Going to get my space gun ready, combined with my meteor armor and the items I got on me. Should have actually made the upgraded boots, but oh well. I think I'll take the regeneration band. And the items for the extra speed, and I think we should be ready to go. So, 3, 2, 1. The Queen has been awoken. Now, as far as I can tell, you don't have to stay in the jungle for this boss, but I could be mistaken. I also don't know because I'm now in a... Technically, I'm in a, whatchamacallit, cobalt? No, whatever this is. Now that I'm technically in a different biome, if this could have any issues. I hope not, but... I don't know. For right now, this fight isn't going to be too bad. Again, this is normal mode, so I'm never too incredibly worried about what's going to happen. And eventually, after a while, Queen Bee will just do this whole left to right thing. Great way to just deal in some damage. Especially if you got a gun of some kind. But as we can see, kind of like the Eye of Cthulhu, we do got the boss spawning things, and, well, this is mostly a one-phase fight. Like, we've seen pretty much everything that Queen Bee is gonna be pulling at us. She might chase after us for a little bit, she'll throw stingers at us, she'll spawn her little babies to come and fight us. Overall, it's not all that complex. It's more difficult than, like, expert mode and hard mode, or expert mode and master mode, to be sure, but... this, not all that threatening. And eventually, yep, she just goes down. What are you? Granite, okay. She goes down and we get whatever we can get out of her. Place hives, don't really care for that one. A queen mask, just vanity. Bee nade, something I really love. Bottled honey, which, ooh, it's now a material. Oh no, it's always been a material, what am I saying? Gives us 80 health, as well as improved natural healing for a short time. That one's new to me. 15-second duration, I'll have to try that one out. Ooh! Beeswax is actually something we're going to want a lot of, so we're going to try to fight Queen Bee a bit. But the Beekeeper. Ooh, very happy about this one. It is a sword that auto-swings. Also has the ability that it can confuse enemies, but also summon little bees to come out and fight for you. Yes, I don't know if you actually saw that, there was a little bee just flying out and about. Let me try to get into a fight and show that off. But yes, the beeswax. We want that if you want to go for a summoning outfit. How it works is that you'll need a lot of them. I don't know how much off the top of my head. But you'll need enough to get the leggings. I don't think it's like the most expensive thing, but you will have to fight Queen Bee a few times. Like, you might have to make a few Queen Bee summoning items, which I haven't actually talked about yet. That will be discussed, quote, at the end, I'm thinking. Well, at the end of this episode, which should be coming up sooner rather than later. But yes, you'll get the beehives, you'll make the armor, but you can also make your summon, which is my usual first summon in the game. That of a tiny little bee that goes out and about and has a chance of poisoning enemies. Queen Bee, I honestly find to be a very just good fight for getting resources, especially in multiplayer. As if you're doing multiplayer, and especially on that higher difficulties, it just might be me, but I find that Queen Bee might be one of the easiest ways of trying to grind up cash. More than, like, the Eye of Cthulhu, or the Worm of the Brain. I really think Queen Bee might be one of the best. Now, I actually want to go back up, because we got a new villager that came out about, the Witch Doctor, who I want to be coming over this way. He has some stuff to sell for us, showed up right after Queen Bee, well, will show up after Queen Bee is defeated. And shoot. I'll be right back. If I can make any recommendations, have a bucket of honey with you. I want to come back home because I want to talk to the guide first off. So, beeswax we can see, oh, this one's new. A yo-yo. But, the greaves. 10, 12, 8. So you need 20 for those, plus another 14 to get the hornet staff. Again, if you're going for a summoning build, I kind of like this one. I don't like the look of it, but it's pretty decent on that side of things. Oh, okay, this is for that. Okay. But the one thing I want to look at, if I put in bottled honey, we can see the Bee Nation that summons the Queen Bee. You need hive blocks, stingers, which we just get from finding the enemies, hive blocks, which we get from destroying the beehives, bottled honey, which is the exact same way as you would get bottled water. Just have empty bottles next to honey on the ground, and you can make yourself bottled honey. The biggest issue you might have are going to be honey blocks. Now, it might not be the biggest issue, but it could be an issue. As the way to make honey blocks is by having honey and water connect to one another. And there used to be a way, unless they got... I know they nerfed it. I don't know if they got rid of it entirely. But there used to be a way of getting yourself a limitless supply of liquid. So, let's see. If you put that down, let things flow a little bit. Okay, there we go. I got a bucket of honey, but there's also some honey right there. It takes a little bit of timing, but eventually you can get a pile of whatever liquid you're going for, honey, water, or lava, to build up. Now, is this going to be fast? No. The fast way of doing this got destroyed, well, I say destroyed, got taken away a long time ago because whatever reason. I guess they thought it was too easy or something? I don't know. I know there are ways of getting infinite resources, like infinite water and whatnot, and do you have to do this? No, not at all. You can easily just keep fighting Queen Bee just by the honey by using the honey that was inside of Queen Bee's hive. Or by doing the exact same trick, but with water, because water moves so much faster, you don't have to worry about it going away as easily. Like, water, I'm pretty sure you can just spam like this. Oh, maybe not. No, either way, water's faster, so it doesn't go away as fast. But as I was saying, you want to combine honey and water, and you get honey blocks. So you combine the honey blocks with the stingers, the high blocks, honey blocks, stingers, and bottled honey to create the Obby Nation. And I believe you have to do that at a demon altar. I don't recall right off the bat. Mr. Guide, would you be so kind as to tell me? Also, you can make honey craft, but I don't care too much for that one. No, requirements none, so you can just craft it in your own hands. You just need to have the materials. So Cream Bee, very easy one to actually just, again, it's a very easy boss to farm just because of the items you need to get it, or very easy to get compared to some of the other bosses. Anyways, we got you, and to be honest, I'm not all that crazy for the Witch Doctor. The blowgun is an upgrade to the seed gun, and it does more damage, but I mean, I still don't really care for it. This one, the imbuing station, which allows you to craft weapons imbued with flasks. I believe those are like ways of adding in like poison and whatnot. I honestly don't use it. I think it's only used for the melee weapons. And since melee weapons got buffed, I want to say they got greatly buffed from the last one. Things might be different, but I don't know. I haven't really used them before. And the last thing I want to talk about is you. With Quimby defeated, she will now sell you the Moon Glow planter boxes. So yeah, every time you defeat a boss, she'll add another planter box type. Again, you don't have to plant that one type. It's just decorative. And with that, I think I am done talking about and showing off the underground jungle. I haven't explored too much, like there's still a lot I have to explore. And if you actually get a little bit of a look, you can actually just see how big this underground jungle temple is. It's all the way down there from up there. I'm not gonna lie, this thing can be a pain, an absolute pain to find on larger maps. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna try and gather some resources off camera. Not today, because it's getting late on my end. But, yeah, I think I'm just gonna work on that off camera, find some more stuff. And you know what? Why don't I end things off first by upgrading my boots? So I want... Where are you? Oh, I thought I had the thing in there. No, okay. Because I didn't show this off the last time, because... things got in the way. Well, not things, that same thing in the way. I just didn't like how the last episode was going. So if we have all 3 items in our inventory, I can now make lightning boots. And yeah, that's how accessories work. Lightning boots combined with ice skates found in the underground tundra. Frostbark boots, which combine even more. Flight, fast running, mobility on ice, blah 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 blah. Okay, anyways, we're done for now. Until next time, so long, farewell, and have yourself a fantastic night. If there's any questions or whatnot that you have of me, feel free to ask. And yeah, I will hopefully see you all around in the next episode. See you later. Bees!